The last video that I posted was about the top 5 advantages of working as an independent contractor or freelancer based off of my personal experience. And I did say that I will be creating part 2 of that video wherein I will be sharing with you the top of 5 disadvantages, or should I say challenges, of working as an independent contractor or freelancer. So if you're interested with this topic, make sure to watch the video until the end. And so yeah, let's dive in. Number one disadvantage, or should I say challenge for me, is I have to pay my own government contributions as well as taxes. As of the moment, I am the one who's paying my SSS contribution, my PhilHealth contribution, as well as my regular Pag-ibig contribution. So I also have MP2, so that's another separate payment that I get to pay on a monthly basis. Ang kaibahan dito is that when we were employed, di ba, either sa government man yan or sa private, it is our employer who does all of these, di ba? Automatic na lang ide-deduct yan sa payslip natin, either first cut-off or second cut-off. But for us, we have to be diligent enough to be able to pay those. And syempre, for me, it's a little bit challenging for other people, especially sa mga tao na parang hindi nila iniisip yung mga spendings nila, or I mean, expenses nila. So, may chances na kapag nakalimutan mong magbayad, kulang na pala yung pambayad mo, diba? For me, ako naman, every single month talaga, walang palya, naguhulog talaga ako. And it's more convenient na right now kasi I use my bank account, my Asia United bank account, as well as my GCash account in paying those bills. I guess it is going to be a challenge for those elderly freelancers or independent contractors out there if they don't know how to use those kinds of apps. Pero I believe almost everybody knows how to use it na ngayon. So, it's not so much of a challenge really. As for taxes, yes, if you want to pay your own taxes, then for sure you need to do it on your own as well. Number two disadvantage for me as an independent contractor is that I no longer have an HMO coverage unless I get one for myself, which is another cut in the money that I earn in a monthly basis as an independent contractor. So this is actually one of the biggest losses, should I say, na hindi ko na talaga makukuha kasi before, of course, I have my HMO when I was still a regular employee, plus two of my parents, mama and papa, ay dependents ko sila. So they are supposed to be able to use my HMO as well. But since I am now an independent contractor, I no longer have one. And I believe if I am going to get one for myself, it would be additional 5,000 pesos or more. It could be less than 5K, but syempre additional cut din yun. So as of the moment, I don't have an HMO, but I do have my PhilHealth with me. So I hope that's enough. So, yun, medyo downside din talaga to siya. Unless sa BPO talaga na all BPO companies, if not, let me know if merong BPO company na walang HMO, no? Kasi almost all of the BPO companies I know, ay meron talaga silang HMO, which is a plus. Number 3 disadvantage is that your job as a freelancer or as an independent contractor is unstable, which means that today, maaari kang ma-fired and you no longer have a job tomorrow, di ba? Unlike kapag ka-employed tayo as a regular employee, for example, mayroon pa tayong kontrata or mayroon tayong parang safety na yung job natin na hindi mawawala ng basta-basta, di ba? May mga policies naman related to that, pero normally kapag ka sinabi ng boss mo na, okay, today is your last day, then today is your last day na talaga. And minsan, I'm not sure kung meron kang matatanggap na back pay, just like when you're a regular employee. Pero syempre, kung wala tayong magagawa kasi we're independent contractor. So, one thing that I appreciate though when you are a freelancer or an independent contractor is that you are allowed to get one more job as long as kaya pa ng katawan mo or ng schedule mo. And notably though, itong company ko, before pa kami maging independent contractor, ay allowed na sa amin ang term na moonlighting, which means now we are allowed to get another employer, yes, as long as hindi nito maapektuhan yung current work namin. Number 4 disadvantage for me, and one thing na medyo nalungkot ako nung nalaman kong wala na palang ganito, is that we no longer have incentives or bonuses, or I believe meron kaming allowance natin na parang wellness allowance, it's worth 3,000 pesos kung saan pwede na kaming bumili ng anything related sa health, related sa fitness, wellness, and then i-reimburse siya ng company namin. That's 3,000 pesos. Honestly, itong salamin ko na to ay galing ito doon. So, this is about 1,700 plus yata ang halaga dito. And then, libre lang siya because of that allowance na nare-receive namin before kami maging independent contractor. But now, we no longer have that. And before also, if we were able to hit our targets, like we became rock stars, meron kaming incentives na matatanggap na at least 5,000 pesos a month. But now that we are an independent contractor, we no longer have that. Although, we are hoping in the future magkaroon ulit ng ganun. Pero again, not all independent contractors or freelancers are like me. I believe may mga nakikita akong nagbibigay ng bonuses, especially tuwing December yung mga boss nila. So, this is as per my experience lang. So, yeah, just to remind you din. Na lang din. Number 5 disadvantage for me is that if you are aiming for promotion, we have limited slots for that. So I'm not the type of person naman who wanted to become like a team leader or a manager, 'di ba? Hindi ko talaga siya um, linya or hindi ko talaga siya bet gawin maging boss kasi parang hindi naman bagay sa personality ko and all that. Pero ikaw, if you're someone who's aiming for a promotion, then we may have limited slot available for you kasi nga hindi naman madami talaga yung tao sa company namin and then bago pa lang naman yung company. Hindi naman siya masasabing startup pero bago pa lang talaga siya. So, konti pa lang yung napopromote and then yung mga napopromote siyempre matagal din sila bago mapalitan unless mag-resign sila, 'di ba? Tapos I remember one time, meron akong boss na naging assistant supervisor na siya pero na-demote siya and she's now back to working as a customer success manager dahil na-demote nga. Kaya ayun. Pero if it's not your thing, then this is not really a con or a challenge for you. So yes, those are some of the notable disadvantages of working as an independent contractor. So kung kaya nyo naman gampanan lahat ng yon or kaya nyo tiisin yung mga yon, then that's okay. I think it's still worth pursuing, no? And then, take note lang pala na yung mga government contributions natin ng taxes, syempre, manggagaling yun sa sarili nating bulsa at hindi sila ang magpo-provide nun para ibayad natin, di ba? So, technically, medyo mataas yung sahod, yes, pero kapag na-distribute na natin yung mga pangangailangan natin, kapag nabayaran na natin lahat ng bills, ng mga food, and etc., medyo kumukunti din talaga siya. So, proper budgeting na lang talaga is the key. Alright, so that's it. Sana may natutunan kayo sa video na to. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!